sometimes the money calls, but money come, but the rain don't stop. Yeah, they got me saying, wake up, the sky keeps falling. Sometimes the money calls, but money come, but the rain don't stop. Yeah, I used to think that I would make it, then I'll take it over, replacing over all these things I need to ask for closure. Was barely sober when they told me rabbit pass on over. And Jay, I know, yeah, you just needed more time. So for you, yeah, you, I'm starting over. I give my blessings to the Lord up above. I know that Mac and Nipsey showing me love. Look, I know that all the things that I done been through, that don't make me a thug, because there's plenty people showing me love. Look, now when I went and left, I had to vent. Yeah, I just sealed up my fate. There are sometimes I feel y'all never relate. Look, while thinking about the times I left my home just to see what I make. It's either now or I will never be great. Look, no puns intended, no puns intended. I'm in it and off my limits and living up off my vision, right? Look, so if you think you really in my way, just stay in it to go and say, right? Look, that I ain't living right. Look, don't ask what's really left, while looking over what's left of me. My product pushing, my people moving, but luckily, my mind growing, my mind blowing. I'm hungry, not thinking about the people that steady moving all under me, but standing right next to me. Yeah, I still do it for the people standing next to me, right? No gang banging, no black and white, ain't no referee in it, holding the recipe of just trying to make it right, while trying to take this life and wrap it all up in my goals. My ex-bros would say I'm moving so exceptional, but where they go right, look, I'm maintaining while steady holding my way and while thinking that I'ma make it right. Look, they got me saying, wake up, the sky keeps falling. Sometimes the money calls, but money come, but the rain don't stop. Yeah, they got me saying, wake up, the sky keeps falling. Sometimes the money calls, but money come, but the rain don't stop. Yeah,
yeah, check it. I'm trying to hide my feelings and not find love. Shit, I'm tripping over you, not to fall in love. In the strip club, listen to these sad songs, with these bitches in my face with no pants on. I don't know if I am, but you're on mine. All I want for your life is to be mine. In the meantime, fucking with these bitches, I don't know. Try to sew my chest together, cause my heart wanna show. All of these messages you trying to say, all of these paragraphs lying with K. It's hard to take it serious with ass in my lap and titties in my face, with the music in the back. But you can have better than me, you know. We go back like birds and bees. Take a breath, little mama, just breathe. I'ma open up my chest, look inside and breathe.
some shit you play up in a strip joint. Or white girl saying, nigga, this the shit, boy. Black girl saying, nigga, this was his choice. I hate to be annoying, but I'ma see you at the motherfucking house, nigga. No, I don't really mean to sound profane, right? But I just really wanna ask your name, right? Oh, well, I'm busy thinking about your past and it knowing that he would ask. But do we sound the same? Right, but I don't mean to go and sound remorseful, but I just know we had to make our choices. I know we had to make more choices. If the past don't make us and the past don't break us, then I guess we'll make more choices. Look, but I'm just really being positive. But I'm positive that we just really fucking on to this. And it's hard to miss when you still maintain it. Steady moving around with the same anguish. But I hope you say the same. Reach.
Lying through your teeth, act like I can't see. You don't really love me, you just don't want me with nobody else. You don't love me.
Hey, yo, 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 what is up, everyone? It's me, your boy Kyle. I'm here chilling with the homie.
What up? What up? What up? It's Lance motherfucking Tom. How y'all doing today?
Man, I hope y'all guys are having a good night. We got a very special guest tonight, so we're gonna get right into it. Lance, why don't you go ahead?
Man, introduce yourself, my brother.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Zach Taylor, aka DATKID SMOOVE, from the Bay Area, California, repping Las Vegas as well. What's good? Reach.
Yay! Yay! There you
Yay.
go. There you go, brother.
Hey, yo, thanks again for coming on to the show, fam. It means a lot.
Oh, definitely. Yes,
No,
man.
thank you guys for having me for sure. I
Oh,
know
dude.
it's been a long time coming with Lance.
Yeah. No, it is. It is, man. I can't wait. That's like probably like the most upcoming interview I wanted to do with you, my brother, for sure.
It's gonna be interesting.
Hey, but let's get straight into it. So, fam, why don't you walk us through like your whole kind of like story and like upcoming and everything? Like, how did you get into music? Like, what was it that kind of sparked the whole you becoming who you are?
Yeah, it's funny because not many people know genuinely how I started music. When I was younger, I actually played the violin, the drums, the clarinet, until I got to middle school when everything started becoming unpopular.
Oh.
Um, I was also bowling, at the time. So I was one of those, Filipinos just bowling, but I'm half black, half Filipino. I decided to do other things like play football, basketball, and then eventually in high school, I became a jock. Um, with that being said, I started meeting other people that were musically inclined, like my brother Seaway, shout out Seaway the South. We started singing and we started doing things in show choir in high school. So I joined
Okay.
show choir first. Yeah.
Damn, that
Oh, you-
a lot of people that we've had on here, like they've come from some type of like music background already prior to them
oh
kind
yeah.
of like kicking off a career as like a musician or an artist. Like
Yeah.
was it DJ what Trix Million? She was
Oh,
like
Tricks a
she used to be
Million.
yeah, she used to be like a band. She used to be in band and like drumline and all that. She said she said she thought it was like nerdy or like geeky, and I was just like, yo, that shit's mad dope. People who
Yeah,
shit on
dude.
like people in band are the same people probably go home and watch a drumline and be like, that shit hella fucking dope.
Yeah, there were times we would get sent to like Disneyland and perform in Disneyland and sing out there. And at that time, I thought it was pretty cool. But again, go back 10, 12 years ago, it wasn't the thing to be doing. you
No,
know?
Pre
I feel it.
2010
I
was a
feel it.
wild fucking time.
Yeah.
A
We all
wild
know that.
fucking time. It
We
seems
all
like
know that.
decades ago, like 50 years ago.
I didn't know you played that much instruments, Zach. I didn't realize that, bro. Like, that's crazy. I remember some days you would gather like Seaway, Fabian, you, and you guys do like a cipher with Kirks, right? With like your ukuleles and everything.
Yeah, it's
Does,
funny that you mentioned that because that's
Mhm.
actually how I got started in rapping.
mm,
We actually
okay.
had a school project that we had to do for show choir, and it was create your own song day.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
Seaway, he's always singing.
Yep.
We
Yep.
had Kirks, we had Fabian, um, and who was it? Charles. Charles was in our group as
Oh,
well.
Charles. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Charles was in our
Okay.
group. Shout out all of them. But basically, we had to create our own song, and for some reason, I decided to rap.
Mm,
Okay.
And I created like this 4 to 8 bar. I think it was 8 bars
yeah.
of just nonsense, just ABC rap, rhyme after rhyme after rhyme,
Hmm.
and everyone loved it. You know what I mean? Everyone loved the song. Everyone loved the singing behind it. And then we actually created a remix song with one of the other winners of this competition that we were having in class. So it was actually pretty cool.
Oh shit. Do you remember the rhymes that you spit on that that
Oh
project?
yeah, man. Your first
So
bars.
So what I tell people is like, especially if you write or if you do music or if you're what you call a lyricist,
Yeah,
um,
Hmm.
yeah,
it should be like your storage. You know what I mean? Your
yeah.
brain should be your storage. So anything that you write, it
Yeah.
should be up there. So when I get home, I'll be texting you what you want to do, I act the fool, but you know I'm real cool. It was like, but you
Oh,
know,
okay.
Hey,
I
hey, that's a start, right? That's a
like the
start,
sweet guy
dude.
cutting. I was like, oh, okay, ABC
Hey,
rap.
that's how all the grades start, man. That's how all the grades fucking start, dude. Yes, yes, that's dope. You can still remember that shit. That's funny.
Hey,
That's
that's what's up.
hell.
Um,
Yeah, that,
yo, here's a question: do you do a lot of like, do you produce as well, or?
so that's the thing. When I got into music fully, I left the Bay Area when I was 17 years old, and I left to Las Vegas. I graduated high school, went to UNLV for 4 years, but after my second year, that's when I started getting into the music scene. Um, I was on the road to be an engineer,
Mm-hmm.
but it just got to a point where it's like doing the music, was all I do. So all I do is I'm a lyricist. I'm a writer.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
There were
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna ask, like, did you feel like, with production work, or even just, maybe like coming up with like concepts with writing songs? Do you think that you, at a young age, knowing how to play so many different instruments and everything, like you just learned how to create like melodies and everything in your head? Like, did that make the process a lot easier for you?
I think back then, I was using things or downloading things like Audacity, Reason, um,
Oh, reason
Magic,
shit.
Magic Music Maker. That's when I
Yeah.
started trying to develop that producer sound.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Um, but I think for myself, what happened was when I got fully immersed into music, I had an opportunity to work with my first engineer, Kenichi Ubani. He was the engineer for Stevie J and Jocelyn and the Money Team. So the Money Team, Mayweather and his team,
Okay.
they have
Yeah.
music artists.
Oh,
Oh
Um,
shit.
damn. Okay.
and
Okay.
we went to the same college. He was 25. I was probably 19 at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And he could tell I really loved music. I was rapping in the closet. I was sleeping at friends' homes. Just recording at different places. And
Mm-hmm.
I luckily came across him because him and I had a mutual connection through music, and that person and I had a falling out.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
But he kept asking me, "Hey, do you want to be in the studio? Do you want to record in places like the Palms Recording Studio, where the top of the Palms Hotel and Casino? There's a big recording studio where all the industry artists go.
Okay.
Jay
Yeah. Yeah.
Z,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, based on Maroon 5, everybody goes there and records there. So he would take me there, and it'd be people like Floyd, his team, Lil James, their artist,
Oh,
just different
damn.
people
Oh,
with
okay.
money, in a different scene. And I'm
Jeez.
just sitting here like this, like, yeah, I'm ready to listen and, learn, how
Suck
to
it all
engineer.
Yeah.
in.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, he was the one that I would shout out, to the end of this day that got me, into that scene. So shout out my boy Kenichi, like for real.
Damn, that's what's up. Well, at what age did you think? What age did you want to take music seriously? Because I know you started from high school. That was your first bar until now.
Mhm.
What age did you decide like, well, I'm gonna do this like full time, dude?
19.
19 years
I
old.
I would say
Damn.
I would
Okay.
say 19 because it's a funny story to this because when I went out to Vegas again, I started partying. You get out there 17, you get a fake ID, you start going to clubs, you start
Yeah.
partying, and you start realizing, after 2 years what you're really doing, and you start becoming behind the scene more and seeing everybody else that's partying and everybody else that's drinking and everybody else is doing all these things that at this point it's either you're going to be doing that forever or you give up and you start to do something else.
Mhm.
um, I think for myself when I turned 19, I had done everything. That's when Xannies were out, Molly, everybody was doing all types of stuff during college. And
Yeah.
it was that age to where those were our influences,
Mm-hmm.
um, especially being in Las Vegas by myself, to make friends and to go out into society. It was like, man, I don't really know, how to say no, but at the same time, it's like I'm from the Bay, I'm the coolest thing out in Las Vegas. So
Mm.
everybody
I.
wanted to be
Yeah.
around
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
vibe,
Yeah.
party, and be like, oh, he's from the Bay. What's up? Let's get down. So I think when I turned 19, um, I had 3 jobs while going to college full time.
Oh
Okay.
Wow.
shit. Okay.
I worked
Shit.
at Nike. I was an assistant preschool teacher and I coached kids soccer and basketball. Mind
Ooh.
you, I didn't have a car, so I would ride my bike to each job every
Hold up.
single day.
Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Pause. 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 You telling me yo ass lived in motherfucking Las Vegas in a goddamn motherfucking desert, and you fucking biked around to 3 different fucking jobs and to fucking school when it's like 120 fucking degrees, dry ass weather,
Dry ass weather, bro.
and during the winter time it's cold as fuck. Cold
That's when I led
as
my scooter.
fuck.
It's a fucking hustler. It's a
God,
hustler,
Yeah.
yo,
bro.
I respect it, bro. I respect it because I'm just all about, yo, fuck that shit. Hey, but you gotta do what you gotta do, right? So the grind never ends; it never stops.
Yeah, I was on that grind for a cool 2 years. I was at Nike for two
Ooh.
years. I was an
Yeah.
assistant preschool teacher for 2 years, and I was coaching. But eventually, it got to the point where I ended up losing my job at Nike,
Mm-hmm.
just off of foolish reasons. I was doing things that I shouldn't have been doing.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, when you're in that situation in Vegas, you learn how to make money. You learn how to hustle, like Lance said.
Yeah.
And people would come into the Nike store, and I'd tell them, "Hey, put the money in the shoes. Like just put it in the shoes. Let's just say a shoe costs $100. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I tell them put $70 in there. I get a 40% discount. Okay, so I'm only paying $60,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm making $10 to
Mm-hmm.
$50 every time. I do that for 8 hours all day. At
Jeez.
the end of the month, at the end
Yeah.
of the month, I'd have like, or at the end of the week, I'd have $3,000. You know what I'm
Jeez.
saying? Just
Yeah, yeah,
stacking
yeah.
up, stacking up, stacking up. So they ended up catching me, and I lost my job. Um, but it wasn't just that. It's like, when you do things that are on the opposite spectrum of like your beliefs and your morals,
Mm-hmm.
especially coming out to Las Vegas, I
Mm-hmm.
completely flipped. I
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
completely flipped from being that straight A student, being
Mm-hmm.
that jock playing sports to the rapper, the
Mhm.
person that's, in this limelight, in this sort of area. So when I flipped and when stuff like that happened, it was like um, my karma came back to me.
Mhm.
I
Okay.
lost
Yeah.
my job. The day after, I ended up getting robbed at gunpoint
Oh
for
shit.
all of my marijuana.
Oh shit.
What I'm saying?
Okay.
I had a quarter pound on me, so I was
Mm-hmm.
gonna,
Yeah.
I had a quarter pound on me, so I was gonna flip that. But I ended up getting robbed for that. The next day, I ended up getting robbed for my bike. I went upstairs, and when I came back downstairs, my bike was gone. And then the day after that, I ended up going back to my place where one of my roommates stayed, and there
Mm-hmm.
was an eviction notice on the door because they weren't paying their half of the bill.
Oh
So
shit.
this happened for 2 months, and then the landlord finally told me, and then it was just we were evicted. So
Oh damn.
after a week of grinding and doing everything that we just talked about, for the past 2 years, I lost everything,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Yeah.
and and I was 19 years old to where I'm like, dang, now I have to go back home, go
Mm-hmm.
back to the Bay Area or figure out what I'm going to do with myself.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And I had one more option, and that was um, to continue selling drugs.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like it was selling drugs. And at that point, somebody asked me in the fraternity that I was selling weed to
Mhm.
at UNLV, the most popular fraternity on campus. They asked me, hey, why don't you just join us, like rush us, because you're always around us every day, and come back to school, you know? And I was like, huh, like I could really just focus on school right now, and focus on the fraternity. And then the next day, I got a call from Apple, the Apple retail store.
Oh, okay.
Oh shit. Okay.
So, you know, I- between then and when I fell, yeah, it was hard for me. I
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
slept on my friends' couches for 2 months. I
Mhm.
slept with homies that just I shouldn't have been around. You know what I mean? Like I shouldn't have been around these people.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I made my first 2 years. I made my first 2 years falling on my face, having to
Mm-hmm.
do community service because I got caught, smoking weed on campus for 40 hours helping blind people,
Mm-hmm.
do
Yeah.
their daily routine.
Yeah.
And it really hit me hard at the age of 19 in a place where people learn stuff when they should be 21.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Shit.
flipped the script. I joined the fraternity. I ended up making the connections that I made. I had opportunities with Sony, Epic Records, um,
Yeah. Wow.
Hot New Hip Hop when that was popping,
Yeah.
really
Oh shit.
heavy
Okay.
music. Power 106 LA, MTV.
Yeah.
They all reached out to me around that time. So I would say, yeah,
Wow.
19. It's probably the
19 years
best.
old.
Damn. Oh,
Yeah.
that's
Is it
crazy. That's
shit? I didn't know that. I didn't know that a lot. You know, that's inspiring, bro. That's crazy. At 19 years old, that everything was
Yeah.
taken away from you, but that's crazy how you kept building up and just kept grinding, kept going forward. I mean,
Yeah.
is that how you got your name, Dat Kid Smooth? Because all the story that you have was all smooth running, bro. In my eyes, look like
Especially coming from where we grew up, Pinole and Hercules and whatnot, that area. There's a
Mhm,
lot of talent. Like Kyle was saying earlier, there's a lot of talent coming from our area.
oh
And
yeah.
what I looked up to, the people that we went to school with. I looked up to HBK. I looked up to the song Up, when it
mhm,
was
Mhm.
popping, when, we
yeah,
left and we went to school. But at that point, I started to realize the industry, part of
mhm,
everything. I was sending people, that were in this group, money, but they weren't sending me anything back. I was
Mhm.
working with specific people in the industry that, wouldn't even follow me on Instagram, you know what I'm
mhm,
saying? But they would text me and ask me for, a verse, or text me and ask me to pay them for a verse, and it's
mhm.
that type of stuff that I wanted to kind of be like straight up with,
Yeah,
and I,
yeah, yeah.
I, I know I've never had a chance to really explain myself or like tell my story. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like you put it all in your albums anyway. I could hear it. I could hear it in your voice. The
Yeah.
changes through years. You know what I'm saying? So I could see that. I could definitely see that.
Yeah, man.
What did you went by a different name before that Kid Smooth, right?
Yeah, I went by a Little Giant.
Oh, Little Giant. Okay,
Little
okay,
Little
okay.
Giant.
Giant.
Okay.
Yeah.
Little
Yeah,
Giant.
I got that kid smooth. Like going back to your earlier question, I go by that kid smooth because when I was younger, all the girls would be like, "Oh, you're smooth," and it sounded a lot
Right.
better than Little Giant.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, I
So
got you. Okay.
I feel you on that. I feel you. But shit, dude. I mean, like, just hearing about like your story about just moving out to Vegas and being on your own, essentially like still a kid because you said 17, right? I don't care what anyone says. I don't care like 18, you a fucking adult or anything. If you like 18, you're still a goddamn motherfucking kid. You don't know shit.
yeah,
You out
until you hit
there.
24, 25, I
Yeah,
don't
bro.
think you.
It's not until you hit your mid 20s where you're like a real ass adult because, I mean, you went through some shit, some trials and tribulations, and like, you never want to wish stuff like that onto anyone, right? But like, you know,
Mm,
we all kind of go our own like path and journey and everything, but like, it's all part of the process, right?
yeah,
Like it's a learning experience and everything, and like it really builds us to be who we are today.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
yeah,
But getting back into it. So we always, it's always interesting hearing artists talk about like how they create their art, their music or whatnot, and then like everyone kind of has like a different process, or maybe they got like this special like ritual or something, or like before you go into the show, everyone like says, maybe they say a prayer or something, or like they take a shot, whatever, calm the nerves. Like, what's your process when you kind of like get down and then like start making the music and everything?
yeah. I don't get in the studio until I know I'm prepared to lay something.
Okay,
Okay,
okay.
Um, with that
sounds fair.
being said, I don't go in the studio and just waste time.
Mm,
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Oh, that's
yeah,
money.
yeah, yeah.
That's money.
some people just go in the studio, sit there and write, but it's like, you should already be ready to
Already
go.
in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
like to
yeah, yeah.
record one song every 15 minutes, so 15 to 25
Ooh.
minutes. I'm
Oh
fairly
shit.
fast now, but back in the day, it used to be like,
Damn.
Just
terrible.
go in
Hold
and out,
up.
in and out, in
Hold
and
up. You
out, in and
could
out.
Yeah,
you telling me you could record a song in like 15, 20 minutes? I've never
yeah,
I don't know anything about like being in the studio and how like that whole process goes, but that sounds crazy. I always thought
yeah.
like when people in the studio, like one song could take like hours or days or some shit.
So that's the recording part.
Uh-huh.
Obviously, maybe two layers. You have
Mhm.
your
Mhm,
first layer, and then you have your second layer. That way, you harmonize. And
mhm.
then I have some ad libs.
Mhm.
Maybe some drops, some cuts, but just a rough mix, rough master. And that'll probably be 15, 25 minutes for me.
Oh, okay. All right. I got you. I
Still,
got you. Damn, that's
that's still
crazy
pretty
though.
fast. That's still
Yeah,
pretty
man.
Yeah,
fast.
yeah. For
That's
recording standards, that's still pretty. That's a one take Drake, as they would say.
One take
one
Drake.
take Drake.
Okay.
That's
All right.
So do you so on the process of like writing your lyrics, do you I don't know, do you do anything like I don't know, call your parents before you write, or do you like
Mm,
take a walk? Like what's your ritual for writing in the sense of recording?
yeah.
Like how do you get inspiration?
For writing and actually doing my stuff, I think for me, it takes me 3 months for an actual project. So if I'm writing a whole project, I'd like to take at least 3 months to however long it takes till it sounds good.
Hmm.
But for me, like when I do things, I go play basketball.
Mm,
There's nothing
okay.
else that, I really love to do aside from play basketball, get extra, juices going. But if
Hmm.
I'm like in writer's block, I have to go play basketball. Like I
Okay.
got my weight vest on right now, ready to go after this. That way I can get some more, creative juices because I don't like writing from anything that's not an experience.
I
Hmm.
got you. I got you.
No, I feel that my man's trying to go in there, break ankles, and
Yeah,
then
exactly.
hit the studio right after.
In both ways,
Yup,
yes.
yup, yup. Hit him with a little curry shimmy.
Yeah, no.
Oh my god. What was the fastest time you did for a project?
Mm.
How long
Oh
like
wow.
you said 3 months. Like was there anything faster than 3 months or
Oh yeah.
Mm, not that I could remember.
hmm
Not that anything that's super, to say significant in that sense.
hmm
Uh, there's like 56 songs that I think that I have live right now. But
Yeah.
in terms of projects, like even for the summer, probably would have been my second fastest, which was 5 months.
Oh,
Mm,
5 months. Okay.
okay.
Okay. That's still
Um.
pretty good. Is that considered long for you? 5 months? Like would you like to
Five.
cut it shorter?
I would like to drop something every month and start
Every
doing
month.
singles. Yeah,
Okay.
Mhm.
yeah. 'Cause I noticed like the
Okay.
single game is where it's at. A lot of people get drowned out by having too many songs.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
people get bored.
yeah.
Wow. Yeah,
Damn.
that's
Yeah.
that's
I feel like
interesting.
this generation, this area, this time period. Yeah. I think it's a lot like that. And fuck, maybe it's just because like I'm the old head now. Like I miss people dropping albums with like 20 songs. Out of the 20 songs, they got 5 skits plus the intro, the outro, and then the deluxe edition comes out with like the all the cut songs and everything.
Yeah, my boy, he songwrites for ASCAP in LA,
Mhm.
and he actually songwrites for the game.
Oh,
So
Oh.
yeah,
damn.
Oh, the guy you
Okay.
showed me. The guy
yeah,
you
yeah,
met Dr. Dre, right? Yeah, I
yeah,
remember seeing
yeah,
that guy.
yeah, yeah. Shout out my
Oh
boy
man,
Drew.
Hey, that's
jealous,
what's up.
bro.
Yo, here, just talking about like since you said like singles are the thing right now, and then just
Yeah,
mentioned like albums and everything. D- do you feel that like nowadays there's not much of a difference between like mixtapes and albums?
100%. Yeah,
Because
I 100% agree. Nowadays, I remember what the Dat Piff days when you
yeah,
had
Mhm.
real mixtapes, or even before then, when mixtapes were actually
DJ
remixes of
drama,
other songs. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
DJ
gangsta
drama.
Drama.
grills.
Gangsta Grizzly.
Yeah, I miss that, but I feel like now an artist could like drop a project, and if it doesn't do well, they will label it as like a mixtape. But then you kind of
Exactly.
listen to it, it sounds way more refined and like a finished project. I feel like mixtapes used to be I just pick a beat. It doesn't matter like what beat. It could be like whatever, someone else, but I think I could do better on that beat. And I do a little freestyle, whatever. Maybe not. It won't even have a chorus or a hook or whatever. And then just like 10, 20 tracks like that. And then an album's supposed to be the more like refined and like you pick everything and there's like a theme and like there's a rhythm to it, like a flow.
Yeah, you would hear like 10 different versions of one song, you
Yeah.
know, uh,
That's
before it
true.
even came out. What was that? What was that one song that they did with J. Cole, Trey the Truth, and all of them? 2.0.
Oh,
You
I'm
know,
on.
Oh,
I'm
I'm
on.
on.
I'm
Yeah,
on.
well, Mark. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I love that. I love that whole. Damn, you mentioned. Oh man, dude.
that era, that's what I'm
Yes.
about.
Yeah.
We taking over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That was a great group of MCs on each one of those tracks. I think it went up to like 4 or 3.
Yeah,
One and two was the best. One and two was the
Dude.
best. Yes,
yeah, the
yes.
ones with J. Cole and Kendrick and all of them.
Yeah. Before they blew up. Yeah, dude. Oh
Yeah.
I
man.
remember.
Damn.
Y'all remember like was it when Wayne dropped? Was it Carter 3? Carter 4, the one that had a Millie on there.
That's
Oh,
Carter
Carter 3?
3.
Yeah,
Carter
Carter
yeah,
Sugar.
Sugar. And then that
Yeah.
Millie beat came out. Everyone was doing a freestyle over the Millie beat. You would hear that on like damn near every other mixtape. Like that shit
See,
was crazy.
it's funny you say that because that's one of the ones that are in the top 5 for
Oh, okay. Yeah. Hey, yo, my
as
guy.
That's
you got Mr. Carter, Millie,
oh
Hey.
my that album's great. That
Untouchable.
album's like top 5. Yeah, that one's a great album to go by. But since we talking about sounds, bro, I always want to ask you about your sound because you seem like it changed drastically. You know,
Mm,
I'm looking at I was hearing your albums today, Red
mm,
Earth, Blue Moon. For
mm,
me, this is my perception of you. You sounded so happy, so livid, so hungry, and still like
mm,
smiling and everything. You sounded your voice wasn't as grungy as it is right now, you know. And then
mm,
coming into filling in your summers, I'm hearing you. You sound just as great, but you sound more hungry, you sound more angry. But
mm.
you changed the voice drastically, and that's why I'm like, damn, this is crazy. It's like in the time in your moment of your life, did your voice change at the times of the moment that happened in your life, or like are you just wanted a different sound from like your Red Earth Blue Moon album?
I think what it was is I recorded Red Earth Blue Moon when I was 19.
Yeah.
I recorded that when I was 19 to 20. That actually was the longest because Kenichi, the one who worked for the Money Team and engineers, all these artists now,
Mm-hmm.
is very, very critical when it
Mm-hmm.
comes to quality,
Yeah.
which is fair because I don't think I would have had that standard if I didn't work with him.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the quality of my sound, and going back to your earlier questions, Kyle, when you were talking about the ear and producing and engineering,
Mm-hmm.
I think the biggest thing was me learning just how things sounded good and how things sounded terrible.
Mm-hmm.
And Kenichi was the one who kind of brought that upon me and was just like, you need to tweak your voice this way, or if you layer your voice this way, this is how it's going to sound. And of course, when I was younger, I didn't smoke as much.
Mm-hmm.
So
I got
I
you.
would say I have the Wayne rasp, where it's
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
the
Yeah, yeah,
more I
yeah.
started going
yeah,
forward, the more it was like raspier and raspier over time. But the
yeah.
more quality I would find, moving from Las
Mm.
Vegas to the Bay Area to LA, there were different places that I recorded those. So,
Mm-hmm.
it was different engineers.
Did you ever
Mm,
take
okay.
like classes, like singers that take like singing lessons and everything, and they teach you how to like manipulate your voice certain ways? Like, did you do anything like that?
Yeah, I had a vocal coach my first
Okay.
year of at UNLV actually.
Oh, that's
Uh,
okay. Right on. And like,
yeah.
how was that experience and everything? Like,
So I thought music was going to be something entirely different. Going into
okay.
college and
Yeah, yeah,
majoring
Yeah,
yeah.
in music, I thought I was just going to go in there. Yeah, you're going to learn how to make a beat. You're going to learn how to
yeah,
rap. They threw me in piano class.
Uh huh.
They threw me in classical,
yeah,
jazz. They threw
yeah.
me in learning how to actually perform and do the signs for, or what is that, orchestration? So
Mhm.
Okay.
orchestration, they threw me in there. So I really learned quick more of the classical side of
Okay.
music.
Okay.
And then with my vocal
Mm,
coach, it was like, okay, we'll meet every Tuesday, every Thursday, and learn how to alter your voice.
okay, that's what's up. That's what's up.
I
So
got you.
so the grungy voice, how did you find that sound? Did you at one day you were just like, let me try something different each and every time I rhyme, or did you like stumble upon it once you were like recording like another song, or how did that go about?
I think it was after. So what I do usually before I start a new project,
Mm-hmm.
um, I listen to my old projects,
Okay.
and I listen to how I used to sound and what's current. I don't like listening to the radio. I don't like listening to mainstream music either. I like just zoning in and seeing what pops and what reaches
Mhm.
me before I reach out to it,
Mm-hmm.
because that's what people will. Oh, it'll spark their interest. It's something quick. It's something that it will keep people's attention. Um, I think with myself, going back to your question, it's just like with each project that kind of happened. Um, and can you repeat that question? Just say. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. How did you stumble upon the grungy voice, like
Oh,
the raspy voice? It would say.
I think it was after Even for the Summer when I came back home.
Hmm.
Even for the summer, I felt like I fell off hard,
Yeah.
from going to Hot New Hip Hop to doing Power 106 LA, to working with, Stevie J and, working with all these people in the industry, Dizzy Wright, um,
Hmm.
working with all these different. Yeah.
Yeah, Kyle's like, oh shit.
Yeah, right. Damn.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it really hit me coming back home and working for somewhere like Bloomingdale's and doing stock. And I felt like I had to put that in my music, and I had to attack and I had to be a
Yeah.
sharp. I couldn't just
Yeah.
be smooth anymore. I had to
Yeah.
be, as you said, angry smooth,
Yeah.
and I had to talk from more experience. So,
Okay. I mean, it sounds great. Like the voice sounds great. Like I like it a lot,
yeah,
bro. It just sounds like you're more hungry now. It sounds
it's
like you're
more
in it to win
mainstream. It's
it.
more
Yeah.
mainstream to a point where I can tell my story, but it's appealing.
Yeah, it catches the ears like on the voice, man. It makes you just realize like, damn, you came a long way. And your voice is just like I understand it because I listened to your shit from all the way back,
You
So
see my stuff from the
as I
beginning now.
yeah, as I seen it progress each and every album, like damn, like it's crazy. You telling me the story, and I'm listening to your albums now. I'm like, damn, he's been through a lot. That's what I thought. Your voice changed because this is who I am now. I'm not. Well, I wasn't the kid back then. This is me now. So that's why I
Yeah.
figured you changed the voice in order to tell people, look, this is me right now. The old me's gone, but you don't have to take it. This is new music, and this is how I'm gonna speak my mind.
Oh, with that being said, even, with you, the closest people next to me, they don't even know, they don't know what I've been through. They don't know as much as I've told you guys, you know
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah.
saying? And that's something as an artist,
Hmm.
I can't, and that's with me. I felt like I was afraid to put all of that on the pedestal. I ended up getting into conversations and situations where people were talking about trading Ferraris for a Porsche, or we were going to Floyd Mayweather's house for New Year's, and there was this big old party, and everyone just standing to the side with chains and money on. And you start to realize it's like, what do I have to show for myself, at
Yeah.
the end of
Mhm.
this music thing and at the end of this road? So I feel like the biggest thing that hit me was doing this thing independent, going into the industry at a young age, seeing, HBK and, Sue and all of them pop off and start to get into the industry, but I'm already there. It was kind of like, do I go back home to make the same decisions and mess up again? Or do I go
Hmm.
home and instill a different belief? Like, the Bay Area is hard.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of people believing
Yeah.
in each other. There's not a lot of people putting each other on, and it's more like,
Mhm.
they're stepping on each other.
Yeah.
And I think the biggest thing that they need is that big brother feel or that community feel. And with my team, with the people that
Mhm.
I started with, it sucked because I
Yeah.
started this team with certain people and I came back for these same specific people, but people grow and, and they do their own things and they make their own businesses. But
Mhm.
I think as an entrepreneur and as a person who believes in something, you have to stick with that belief. And if
Mhm.
that belief is stuck, it doesn't matter if you have a blue check, it doesn't matter if you have 10,000 followers. People can tell the real from the fake, you
Mhm.
Yeah.
know, and what
Yeah.
is
Facts.
Yeah.
real, that's always going to prosper.
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
Damn.
Sheesh.
Damn. Some real shit. No, facts. But like speaking about like some of your projects that you've done and everything and like your growth over the years, um, do you have like a favorite album or project that you've worked on? Anything that really kind of just like hits the soul?
You guys must have read the same rough draft that I read last night. I'm just kidding. It's funny that you mentioned that because my favorite album would have been Red Earth Blue Moon.
Or
Um,
Blue Moon. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
that would have been my personal favorite album. Unless you're talking about other people's albums,
Nah,
um,
your own projects.
I would say Red Earth Blue Moon because to
Okay.
me, that instilled Las Vegas and the Bay Area. Red Earth is Las Vegas, and Blue Moon is the Bay Area.
Hey, what up,
Um,
Sergio? Thanks for
Oh,
tapping
okay.
in.
that was the
Wow.
mindset that I had at the time, with all my titles, Realer Than Myself, that was one of my other albums. Lesser Than, that was at a point where I had just lost everything. Feelings in the Summer. That was what, 2 years ago, and that's where I finally found my sound and I found my Bay Area combined with my Las Vegas sound. It was a feeling that I had just to,
Mm-hmm.
put me back out there. Um, and with Heart and Soul and Leisure and my other projects, they were just speaking from me growing up in the game. But Red Earth, Blue Moon really spoke about my journey from the Bay Area to Las Vegas.
Uh, Damn, I didn't.
Okay,
Yeah, I
I
didn't know the
got you.
meaning of red and blue until now. That's an interesting meaning, man. You definitely put a lot of thought and structure into each and every one of your albums. That's what I get from it. I mean, Lesser Than for me is personally my favorite. Reason why, when I moved to Vegas, bro, it came out April 28th, I think it was 2018, and I moved to Vegas
Real
May 4th.
one.
Yeah, May 4th. I know it.
Yep,
And
yep, yep.
I think either May 4th or the week after was the music video for Pop.
Have different
Mm-hmm.
conversations. Yeah,
Yeah, and different conversations. And I love Pop because you basically talking about how you left the Bay, how I respect the culture. This is my city, and that's how I felt when I left the Bay. And
yeah,
that whole EP helped me a lot because like, damn, I was like, if there's one person that knows what I'm going through, it's probably Zach because he didn't have anybody when he moved here. I didn't have anybody when we moved here. So that EP like came out at a perfect time. And that's why I
Right.
love the pop song so much because the pop song really explains what you've been through and who you're
yeah,
with and what is the Bay Area towards you. You're basically telling everybody this is who I am. This is why the Bay made me. This is why people don't trust me anymore. Like, I don't trust
yeah,
people no more. This is why. As much as it is like an uplifting song, it does have
yeah,
some lyrics that tells you that I've been going through hella shit, but this is who I am now.
yeah. No, that's real as hell because, bro, like I said, me hand to face or
Yeah.
hand to mouth, as they would say, and it's just like, man, um, there are a lot of people that kind of, not to say turn their backs on me, but it was just like a lot of the beliefs that I had were so strong. I care a lot about my people, my friends, my family, and friends especially. I think starting something or starting Hard to Reach with everyone
Mhm.
was the biggest thing for me in terms of feeling loneliness. Because when
Mhm.
I was out there, you were the first person to come visit me, in
Oh
Las
yeah.
Vegas,
Yes,
and
sir.
honestly, it was one of those things where it's like you find out who you should keep close to you,
Yeah.
and it's those type of people that, throughout the industry, throughout the game that I was learning. I started to lose connection with my mom. I started to lose connection with my family back home in the Bay, and sometimes you have to realize, like, you know, it's not always going to be reciprocated. Like
Yeah.
that feeling of love, feeling of want, feeling of like being next to somebody, that's not always going to be reciprocated. And I moved back
Facts.
home and I learned that. I moved back home and everybody else decided to make their own teams, still.
Mhm.
So it's like one of those things where you have to keep pushing forward and you have to keep reaching. And if
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have that big brother aspect, and I always want to instill that in my people. So
I got you. I got you. And that's real. That's real deep. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I've been with you ever since, bro. I always post your
yeah,
shit what nobody else does, and because you are part of the family, you are my family, and so I want you to be as higher, or maybe even more successful than I am. You know what I'm saying? Like I want you to go. I want to go up. You know what I'm saying? And that goes into like the next question. Your intro videos. There are a lot of meanings to your intro videos. Like the one I went to, I think it's called Control. That was off your Moon album, right? Is that the one?
oh,
The recent one?
yeah. So the album I'm coming out with right now is called Last Year Was Hard for Me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, Moon is the first song.
Oh, okay, okay,
Yeah,
okay, okay. I got you.
Moon
Okay,
Moon
so
is the first song.
yeah, but with those intro videos like that, or the man like from the Real Myself album, or Heavens Above from the
Heavens
Feeling in the
Above.
Summer Above, how did you come up with these concepts to be like, you know what, I'm gonna do an intro video of myself first before I release the albums? Because not a lot of people do that anymore. People
Yeah.
just like release a single and that's the album, but you come out with an intro video that really updates yourself each and every album. So how did you
Mhm.
think about that process?
I used to be big on competitions.
Yeah.
So 19 to 24, 28 now, obviously. 19 to 24, I used to be big on competitions. So Hot New Hip Hop, again, reached out to me when I was young. And they would always be like, oh, Heat Seekers, you can be in the top 4. If your song is good, then people will start voting for you.
Mm-hmm.
So I was big on that. I would do the Power 106 ones. Um, but getting back into it, it was like, okay, how do I kind of push forward into the next genre of what I'm doing? You know,
Mm-hmm.
um, can you re-ask that one more time? My fault.
Yeah, yeah. Like, how do you come up with these intro videos? Like the concept of it, because each and every intro video tells a little bit about yourself and what the year has come to and what happened at the end of the year. Like
Yeah.
your
I mean, with that being said, it's really just I storyboard everything, bro. Like I
Mhm,
storyboard everything that that I have, like whether it comes to the creative direction or whatever the story is feeling at the time, like with Heavens Above. Um, I said, the sky is falling, pick the clouds up to hold your tears in. You know what I'm saying? Like the sky is falling, pick the cloud up. You know what I'm saying? Like Chicken Little. You think of Chicken Little, the sky is falling, the sky is falling. Pick a cloud up to hold your tears in. They
mhm,
used to hate when they'd ignore you, but now you feel it, you know? I like to incorporate the things that I see at the same time. So it's like if I'm feeling that ominous vibe, I'm gonna go record in the forest. You know what I'm saying?
mhm,
I'm gonna go put a mic in the middle of a forest, and we're gonna
mhm,
have that ominous vibe because nobody, really doing that. Everybody in front of cars, everybody's in front of, they got money, they flashing chains, but nobody's really doing anything that is soul touching.
mhm.
Um, unless they're real lyricists. But I think driving it back to the actual meaning of the song is how I would do it.
Okay, okay. So you go by the album feels pretty much with the
Album
intros.
album feels, yeah, like with
Mhm.
the man, you mentioned the man, that was only 15-20 seconds.
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
a
yeah. I was like,
15-20 second quick intro video, but I learned like through these competitions, like people want things quick.
yeah,
People don't want to sit and watch a whole, 3 minutes of something that isn't going to have VFX or isn't going to have transitions or a story, and
yeah.
I think going back into those 15 seconds, it's prime time because we're in the middle of this new generation and the older generation, you
Mhm.
know, we still feel like there should be a lot of quality, in a
Hmm.
lot of things
Oh yeah,
as
Uh-huh.
opposed to now. It's just, anybody with a camera can do it. So
I got
I
you. Yeah, that's
I
true.
come from that era.
Okay. I mean, that's a good era to come by. I like that whole when we went to Redwall. That was a pretty dope experience for me because I never got to see like a music video get handled like that. And then when I saw the final product, I was like, oh shit, this is dope. This is like this is how everything goes by. Like they just shoot scenes after scenes after scenes and they put it together. That's pretty sick.
And that's the thing too. Like shout out Redwall because it's like not many people know that it takes you having the videographer, you having a set.
Hmm.
Those are two separate, not to say costs, but those are two separate things that you have to worry about in a budget.
Hmm.
For an artist, you have to worry about making the song. You have to worry about that song getting mastered and that song getting run through 1,000 times, whether it be through features
Hmm.
or whether it be just, the artist in itself. It's like there's so much work that goes into an actual production that people watch it for like 1 minute and it's just
Yeah.
like, huh, that was cool. Next, you know? So,
Um, but like speaking about like music videos and everything, can you walk us through the whole process of like how you go about creating them and like coming up with the concepts and like how you pick out directors and everything?
yeah. Um, I think the biggest thing for me is completion of the song for one. If
Mm-hmm.
I'm going for an album, I'm gonna want to do at least 3 to 5 promo videos. So I like to do
Mm.
promotional videos. That way, when the album comes out, you can actually drop the music videos, on top, or you can do it beforehand, whatever.
My
Um,
guy.
but that behind the scenes videos, um, it's all timing and drops. So I
Mm-hmm.
think first song, behind the scenes video of the actual music video,
Okay.
getting the set. It depends on who's popping at the time for me. Like
Mm-hmm.
I've worked with my boy Eric Bowie, I've worked with Tyler Casey,
Mm.
who does a lot of SOB RBE. Um, I've worked with Tristan, so Vocado. I worked with a lot of Motion Hand Productions, who Lance and I worked with last time. So I've worked with a lot of different videographers, but for
Okay.
me, it's trust. I have to
Okay.
be
Mm.
able
Cool.
to
Yes.
trust them.
No, that's a big thing. That's definitely a big thing for
Damn.
sure.
Yo, I feel you on like coming out with like the promotion videos and everything, and coming out with like however many music videos for your album. Because there was like a time period where I felt that like those music videos were like the promotion for the albums. Whatever, like a couple of some of like the hottest singles were off that, right? Like you think Kanye
Yep.
West and like College Dropout, you had 5 music videos. Those were like the top grossing, probably like top. If there was streaming back then, those would probably be the most 5 stream songs off his like fucking album and everything. And
Projects.
like
Yeah.
I miss it, you know. And then like seeing your music videos and everything, I like I like how they aren't boring and they aren't stale.
Thank you.
There are, I feel that like creating a music video is like in its own art form, and there's a lot of ins and outs of it. But like now I feel like people kind of go with like this basic ass formula of like, first of all, the
Mhm.
song might not even be good, and then
Yeah.
the second part the second part, it's like you're driving a foreign, you're throwing around hella money, and you just got hella half naked ass girls on there, which, you know,
What's the
like there's an
difference?
audience for it and everything, but like where's the substance, where's like the creativity, where's like showing you as an artist, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I think Dreamville and JI or JID, JID.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they've been doing a great job of just showcasing how a team should work in that
Yes.
sense.
Yes.
Um, in terms of just putting music out there, like they hit left and right, left and right, left and right, and they just go crazy.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely. Is there a favorite music video that you like from yourself
Oh.
Oh,
that you love to film or that you love to do?
favorite music video. What do you mean? Like of my own or somebody else's?
Yeah, of your own. Like, did you like pop? Is that your favorite, or strip club, or
Mm,
there's so many
different
to choose, or killer?
conversations.
Oh,
Different
different conversations.
conversations.
You like that
Yeah,
one at the
Different.
end of okay,
Okay.
that's your
All
favorite
right.
one.
yeah,
Okay,
how
yeah.
damn.
how long does it usually take you to do a music video? Like how many takes? And does it ever get tiring, or do you ever kind of lose the energy? We had an interview with another homie on here a couple weeks ago,
Mm,
and he said like the hardest thing about shooting a music video is that sometimes there'll just be one part and you gotta just keep repeating those same bars, and sometimes it takes like 50 to 100 takes or whatever, but you gotta have
mm.
that same energy every time, and it's like that's super difficult.
Yeah, I would say with me, um, especially working for Apple and Microsoft and all of these other companies that I worked for in my other life, um, getting used to the camera was something that I had to get used to at first.
Mm-hmm.
But now having that camera sense, and being able to, quickly get into motion and having good quality people that can help lead, lead out and creative directors. Um, I think no more than 3 hours is probably the most that I've taken.
Oh damn. Okay.
Three
All right.
hours. Okay,
Yeah.
so it takes you one day to do that whole music video. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly. We actually the last one we did. You're right. You're right. What
That
was it?
one's 3 hours
Bag
because
Bag Brother. We did in 8 hours. That was an eight
8
hour
hours.
music video. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so
So
you never
that was
went over a day. Is that what you're saying to us? You never went
exactly. I
over.
never went over a day. Yeah.
Damn.
Holy
Okay.
shit, that's pretty impressive, dude. Because usually music videos take a long time to like make and everything, or just like
It,
the scenes and everything, right? So
it depends on if you have the sets pre-made. Again, shout out Redwall Studios because they already have the
yeah,
pre-made sets. You can
yeah, yeah,
easily storyboard and just be like, okay, place here,
Mm-hmm.
place here, place here. That's
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And make sure everybody got food. That's really it.
That's true.
Shit. Yeah.
Damn,
Oh.
that's crazy. I never knew that. Like, I thought you had like at least 2 days to make a video, but you made this shit. The longest is 8 hours and the shortest was 3 hours.
Yeah,
That's pretty sick. Okay,
yeah.
damn, damn, that's that still surprises me. How long did the pop and different conversations music videos? How long did that take?
Oh wow, that one that one took about 5 hours because we had to commute back to the East Bay because
Mm-hmm.
it was shot in Treasure Island, the first part
Mm-hmm.
with the cars.
Hmm.
And then the cops came, and then we ended up having to dish back over to Hayward, San Lorenzo.
Okay.
So that took 5 hours.
Yeah,
Shit,
five
man.
hours.
Shit, and 3 of those
Damn.
hours was sitting in traffic,
Crossing the bridge for real.
waiting at that goddamn stop sign to get off Treasure fucking Island.
Yeah.
Yeah, with everything they got going on right now, shoot.
Do you usually tell your directors your vision of music videos, or do they listen to your songs and they get a vision from your the songs, or how does that work for you, man?
So that's what everybody hates about me because it's like a lot of videographers,
Okay.
they obviously love to come in with their vision. And that's what I tell them. When I collab with you, I want to make sure that it's your vision incorporated with my vision.
Mhm.
Um, Sometimes you'll have somebody, especially in the industry, that's just a little bit more high strung. That's just
Mhm.
like, no, we got to do it this way. You have to be here. We're not gonna do the one take that you wanted. There's a little bit more pushback with those type of people. But I think with the people that I've worked with recently, I storyboard everything. So all my music videos I create from my mind, and I say,
Mhm.
hey, I want it to be in a forest, or I want to have three cars driving around me, or I want to
Mhm.
be wearing a poncho, or like a, what I was wearing in different conversations. Um, just to kind of keep that appeal and to kind of keep that difference. Again, everybody wears the chains and flashes the money and does all these different things, but I think some people get so caught up in the bay that they lose sight of what's out there. And I think my difference is that I've been out there, so
Mm.
yeah.
I
That
feel
makes
that. I
that
get
makes
that.
sense. Yeah, that makes definitely makes sense. So from all these questions we've been asking, man, from your days in UNLV till now to everything that you process, I gotta ask this, and everybody wants to know this. How was Hard to Reach created from this?
Oh wow.
Oh, should we get the popcorn?
Yeah. I was gonna say this might take a little bit. Oh man, Hard to Reach was created when I came back for summer when I was 18. So my
Was
first
it
year
18?
back home from Las Vegas.
Okay.
My mom and I, we actually we didn't see eye to eye, and I got kicked out the house
Shit,
for a little
okay.
bit.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I ended up staying with Mike Furman.
yeah. Okay.
I stayed with him and his pops for about 2 weeks, two, three
Mm,
weeks. And his
mm.
pops like my pops, you know what I mean?
Oh
Like
yeah, he's
we had
cool.
that conversation, Mike's dad.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And we had that conversation. We all went out to lunch, and the second week hit, and he was like, "You finally have to talk back to your mom, and do what you have to do to kind of go forward." And at this time, again, um, Seaway, Devin, Mike, and I, we had been recording. We had been making music, um, or Mike had been recording, and they had been making music. But I wasn't like that rapper guy.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't like that. And when I got on the first track, at the end of the song, um, I said something like, again, playing this game we call Life No Sega Genesis. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Remember this, but baby girl, I could be your nemesis or something like that. And at the end of the song, I said, it's hard to reach youngin.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone looked at me in the studio. Seaway, Mike, Devin, at the time, they looked at me in the studio and we were like, huh, hard to reach, huh? And when I went back to UNLV, that's when I got more involved in downloading like Audacity, Reason, and starting to try and create a brand. And for
Mm-hmm.
some reason, Reach always stuck with me, and Reach meant more to me than anything because it's like everybody has that ability to
Mm-hmm.
reach within them, past anything that gets thrown in their way. And everything that I went through, with my mom, with the music industry, with college and just the fraternity and everything, like I felt like reaching was the only thing that kept me sane, you
Mm-hmm.
know. And I just said, hard to reach is my team. This is what it is. Mike, you're the COO, or you're, the co-founder of it. And, Devin, they were also co-founders, but then over time it just became who took it, not to say serious, but who took it 100,
Mm-hmm.
and at the end of the day, I ended up doing what I had to do for myself, and
Hmm.
and my brand for Hard to Reach. So, yeah.
Shit, that's
I got
amazing.
you.
Now it's a big huge brand now for you. Like from
Yeah,
that
it's
on to now, that's great. Is it considered a record label, or is it considered like a brand that you just want to reach out to people?
so we're a community slash platform.
Okay.
So I guess more of
Okay.
a platform because we have submissions from different businesses.
Last year we had 2,000 followers. Now we have 6,000, almost 7,000. But it's a subscription based platform where people pay $5 a month to get their work promoted weekly. So
Oh shit. Okay.
whether
Wow.
that's a food business or whether that's a marijuana business or a rapper or whatever, we
Mm-hmm.
support them for a minimal cost of $5.
Okay. Damn, that's what's up. What is the goal for Hard to Reach for you, my man? What's your main goal for that?
We want to be the hub slash community. So right now, Harder Reach involves my boy Peter, Champagne Papito. Shout out Champagne Papito, Obstacle Illusion, Melissa Ching, um, Vintage Flow, so Tamir, um, and Jeanette Lene, Elias, a lot of different people that are on our squad. And I
Mm-hmm.
think our mission right now, especially I had a conversation with my boy Ryu. He's the newest member. He's 22. um, our biggest thing is to create that community again where people have somebody that believes in them to keep going. um, you can't imagine how many submissions that we receive every week to where it's like some of it's not quality oriented to say the least, to where we can push and we can promote it, but we give those people a chance and we let the public decide, what's good and what's not. We're
Mm.
not we're not the ones to decide, whether that's good or
Hmm.
whether that's not. If you're giving us the opportunity to put your work out there, we want you to know that you saw it here first before you blew up. And when we give those people a chance, we've gotten so many DMs like, "Hey man, I had 1,000 followers, before I posted with you. Now we got 10,000 followers because I found my sound, because when I posted with you guys, I didn't get any feedback, or I got the feedback that I needed to hear." So again, we want to be that
Okay.
resource for everybody to be like, hey, you need a studio to go to? We'll recommend this place in Wichita, Kansas. Oh, you need a, a artist or a singer to, get on a song in New York or Raleigh, North Carolina. We know some artists in Raleigh, North Carolina. So
Yeah. Oh
plug in.
shit. Okay. Okay. Damn.
I got
That's
you.
a Yeah, yeah. That's okay. I see where you're going with that.
Yeah. Yeah. We want to be, honestly, like, because Empire and Thizzler, they've done their thing,
Hmm.
with the whole Bay Area, and there's no hub, or there's nobody that you can pay $5 or you can pay less than $250 for promotion or belief in yourself.
Hmm.
Um, and it's really, we actually started that last year. I created Hard Reach 10 years ago, but I wanted to stick strictly away from the money.
Hmm.
10
But in
years
order
ago.
to run a business,
You need,
you,
yeah.
yeah, you got to pay to play, so we luckily got it down to $5 to where, even if we hit 500 subscribers, that's 5 times 500, that's $2,500, a month.
Mhm.
That's somebody's rent. If we get it to 10,000, that's 50,000 a month, and
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
how it kind of, everybody eats. We all just eat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
No,
Shit.
I feel that. I get that. And that's also like that's what's up though, because like you found a business that's I guess like sustainable and like you aren't like fucking people over. You know,
Exactly.
I've heard stories about Thizzler, and like I can't deny nor confirm anything, but like, just hearing about like what artists do and everything, and just hearing like all the drama and everything, like, like that's what's up, fam.
Yeah, they text me every week and they ask me, "Hey fam, are you gonna drop something new? Are you gonna drop something?" And I'm like, "Okay, Thizzler, how much?" And their package is always like 350, 500, X, Y, and Z. And it's like, if an artist or if someone joined our platform, we would educate them on how to do their own marketing. So you
Mm.
go to YouTube, you pay for these YouTube ads. You pay $50. You get freaking 5,000 views. And I just did this the other day. You get 5,000 views where you pay Thizzler
Hmm.
$500. You get 2,000 views. You can do it yourself,
Yeah,
and that's what
Mm.
we want to tell
Yeah.
people. We want to
yeah.
encourage people to do. It's the independent game now. I got, when I was 21, I got offered at Sony $20,000, 20,000, $30,000 for 3 years.
Yeah.
So
Shit.
3-year deal for twenty
Mhm.
thousand, $30,000 when I could be making six figures by myself.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
know, why would I take a loan, you know, from
Yeah.
somebody else's that would have control of your money and your music and everything? And
Mm-hmm.
you know, that's what we want to do. We want to teach people they can do it independently.
Oh, yeah, facts, facts.
Oh yeah.
And
Oh yeah.
that's fucking great, man. That's everything, man. To own the rights to your creative works, you know, to your masters and everything, right? Like everyone's heard like the countless stories of like the industry just fucking people over, you know. So,
Yeah.
hey, man, props to you, dog.
You know, I get that a
All
lot
right.
from Jay-Z and Kanye West because you've seen them get turned down by all the labels. You know,
Yes,
you've
sir.
seen them their ideas and their
Mm-hmm.
everything become eccentric. You know,
Yeah.
and sometimes it takes that eccentric person 20 years from now, they have the longevity. They don't have the now, but they have the longevity. So
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Shit, and you know we from the Bay, so you know you look at
We got
you
to
look at
get it.
you look at one of the OGs. You look at 40. Look at look at his career, his longevity, what he's doing as like a businessman. Plus, you know him as an artist and everything. You know, independent artist. He owns everything.
yeah, it's funny you mentioned that because on my first studio session back to the Bay Area, I recorded at the Grill Recording Studios.
Oh.
Um, the, the Grill Recording Studios basically was where the old Empire headquarters used to be.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm.
so my first session back, we had this big old return party, and my new project was coming out. I forgot which one it was. It was either Realer Than Myself or Lesser Than. And we were there doing a preview for it or pre-release party. And some guy, while I'm in the booth, some guy walks downstairs from Empire, comes into our session, and he looks around, and I'm just seeing this guy through the booth. So I'm in the recording booth, and all my friends are just in the regular lounge area watching me record. This guy walks into the studio, and I'm going to tell you right now, this is how much I am inept or don't know about people in the industry like that. Unless like I've shaken their hand or unless I listen to their music, like I don't know about people like that in the industry, especially Bay Area people. So this guy walked around the studio, shook his hands with everybody, said his name. I couldn't read lips, so he said his name to everybody. And when I came out of the session, he was like, "Huh, that was a pretty good verse that you did right there." And I was like, "Oh, dope, thanks, I appreciate you." And then we just stood next to each other hella awkwardly, right? So this is what happened. He ended up bobbing his head and leaving. And all of my friends were like, "You don't know who the fuck that was, do you?" And I was like, "Nah, I didn't know who that was." And they were like, "Bro, that was Mr. Fab."
Oh my
Oh,
god.
what?
Oh shit.
So I had to
What?
went back. I had to went back like hella times. I used to record there all the time.
Yeah.
And we grabbed his number, and I went to his shop in Oakland hella times. Went to iHeartRadio with him a couple times and shit like that. But yeah, that was
Oh.
my first session back, and I was like, dang, I don't know shit about the Bay Area anymore.
That is crazy. Damn, met Mr. Fab and didn't know who he was. Shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Shit. You know, I would have played it like, but it's like real dark in, the recording booth and everything.
Probably
And,
gained hella weight too. That's
bro,
how
he
it was.
was he looked good. It was probably 2015, so he was
Mm.
okay.
Oh, okay, okay. So
uh,
Yeah.
decent.
um, but shit, your new album. So when does that officially release? And like, tell us what we can expect from it.
Yeah. Going back to what we were saying earlier, all of my albums are now starting to cater more to my experiences.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it's called Last Year Was Hard for Me.
Mm.
You know,
Okay.
um,
Damn.
I think, last year, especially with COVID, and with everything going on, it was a hard year for everyone. Um, and I kind of want to give people a breath of fresh air, to say the least, and a
Mm-hmm.
reminder that there is somebody that is going through the same things that they are. And I'm glad Lance touched on that earlier, because the more that I realize it, the more that's where my music is actually headed, and that's what I love, about
Mhm.
creating my own music. So last year was hard for me because, one, it sent me on a domino effect of job hunting.
Mm-hmm.
I
lost my job. I worked in a pharmacy. Basically, I was doing IT for a pharmacy, and that pharmacy prided themselves on picking up people's prescriptions and dropping them off at their house. Um, COVID hit, you can't go to people's houses anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I lost my job there, ended up having to get, other contracted work, more jobs, more jobs. Luckily, I fell on EA. Um, but it came down to a point where it was like, dang, last year was really hard for me. I took a whole year off of music. I didn't record one song last year. Um,
Yeah, I noticed that. I
yeah,
noticed
yeah,
that.
I didn't record one song last year. I
Yeah.
haven't dropped anything. It's funny because all my like Spotify followers, all my Instagram, like they all stayed the same. Like, I didn't lose anything. Nor did I
Yeah.
gain anything.
Yeah.
But it was just like a year break of, how like Mace took the, took that hiatus
I'm sorry. Can you
or
speak a little closer? Uh,
yeah,
all right.
yeah, just like how Mace, took that hiatus, and I took that hiatus for a year, and kind of focused on the whole journey of what it meant to own a business. So, going back to the title, and what's to expect, I think a lot of promo videos,
Mm-hmm.
are to expect, a lot of music videos, whether that be for the intro songs that we recorded at Red Wall Studios.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and kind of going forward, I think a lot of people are going to expect something that they haven't seen yet from me,
Mm-hmm.
and that's going to be me telling my story, from a realistic standpoint. So,
Okay. What's up? What's up? What's up? When can we expect this album? Or can you give
oh,
us a date?
TB determined. Yeah,
TBD. Yeah,
TBD.
TB.
That's my favorite date.
Because
okay.
I'm actually working on this other project, which myself and Elias, who's another member of our team, we finished. It's called Air.
Okay.
So, Air is a 6-song EP that we're actually shooting a short film for right now. So we want to drop Air, the EP, with this 15 to 20-minute short film
Mm-hmm.
before I drop my actual project.
Oh shit. Okay. Okay. Air is it spelled AYRE? Is that what you're talking about? Okay.
AYRE. Yep, yep.
Okay.
It's Norse for storm on a beach. So,
Mm, okay. Cool. Cool. Okay. Damn. All right. I'm excited. I'm excited for this now because, like I said, you've been driving a long time, so I mean, this album's gonna be bang. I already know from the first like intro video that you posted already. So I already know like the hardship that you had to go through from last year, and it's gonna be all on your album. I know that for sure. And
yeah.
that goes into the next question. How has the Bay Area influenced you to be who you are today?
The boxed in culture. I think the boxed in culture would probably be the biggest thing that I learned about living here.
Okay.
Um,
Can you
you know,
define boxing culture?
yeah. Going to Las Vegas, and being the only person from the Bay Area in a whole different place, I realized that people love you when you're gone. Um,
Mm-hmm.
People love
Mm,
you when you're somewhere else.
fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Damn,
You know,
dude.
yeah, people will show you.
Yo. Yo, that all right. Oh, no, you can finish. I felt that. I felt that. I felt that. Holy
Yeah,
shit. Okay. Okay.
people love you when you're gone, and it's just like it took me coming back home to realize that, after leaving to Vegas, everybody wants to be, from the Bay Area. Everybody wants to be, from somewhere else that's not Vegas when you're in Vegas. But when I went back home to the Bay Area, it's just like you can't even turn the corner without somebody like mugging you or eyeing you or just being like, huh, you ain't on my level, type of thing. And it's 1 in 10, 1 in 20 people, you'll find that one genuine person that's like, I respect what you're doing. Like, let me learn more.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that boxed in culture, and that mindset comes from egos. It
Mm-hmm.
comes from people not wanting to see others succeed, which is crazy to
Mm.
me.
Damn,
Yes.
bro.
Yes.
Yeah,
Holy shit.
Woo!
Woo!
Bow, 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 bow.
no, but it takes a strong mind to kind of live in this area because it's like if you don't get past that, you just get stuck. You know?
I feel that. 110%. I feel that.
That's what
And
me and Kyle talk about all the time.
yeah,
The
it's
Bay Area
crazy.
doesn't really the Bay Area doesn't really love to go with other people. They like to strive alone.
like
Yeah.
like everyone from the Bay will love to like claim they're from the Bay and like all these positive things about the Bay and everything, right? But like, you know, yeah, we'll rep whoever's from the Bay till we fucking die and everything, right? But like,
Hmm.
I always ask this question with like a lot of artists. I always ask them like, dude, how come like a lot of Bay artists they don't like collab with each other or whatever, or like it's always how come they can't find success here in the Bay Area? It's not until they move out of the Bay Area they're able to just go to this next level and everything. And people kind of said like similar things. It's like everyone out here is just kind of like for themselves and everything, which is like I understand, but then also it's just like we could all eat, fam.
Yeah.
Yeah, you look at how Kaylani and G did it. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I mean? Kaylani and Jeezy, and the difference between the people that succumbed, to the Bay Area and who they're going to be the next,
Mm-hmm.
the tier of group of people like with who is it like Showbanga and HBK and all of them like
Mm,
they'll always have that Bay Area staple in that name, but how big is the Bay Area going to make you until, like you said, until you leave?
Mm-hmm.
mm,
So it's that risk factor, and a lot of people, once you hit that Mr. Fab level or E40 level, that's fine, like that's comfortable,
Mm-hmm.
but other people they want more, and they're gonna go out for more.
Do you think that you could a Bay Area native or a Bay Area artist can achieve that level of success with like Kaylani or G-Eazy or whoever else, like some other big name artist, but still remain here in the Bay Area? Or do you feel that because of certain aspects of Bay Area culture, it's a lot more difficult, or maybe even like I don't want to say impossible because I don't think anything's ever impossible, but
Mm. I think that that's one of the biggest reasons why I stay here, you know, um, instead of moving back to Vegas and just doing it all over again and just succumbing to all of that industry lifestyle.
Mhm.
I noticed that there's a definite change that needs to happen,
Mhm.
within the industry, within the game, within the way that these artists, support each other. Um, I think that with Harder Reach, again, longevity wise, 3 to 5 to 10 years, we're going to have the game locked. Like we're going to be that platform that everybody wants to come down to, everybody wants to work with. We're
Mhm.
going to be the place that people saw things first,
Mhm.
before
mm,
they popped off. Um, and I think that with that being said, it comes down to educating, the next generation. Um,
Ooh, yes.
staying here in the Bay Area, it's like, dang, bro, not a lot of people want to listen, but you'll get
Mhm.
those people that do, and you can create that solid squad,
Mhm.
and those will be the people on top in the long run.
Shit. So you better be, the grassroots out here.
Yeah, exactly. For real.
sheesh. Damn, that's a that's a great answer from the Bay Area influence because that's what me and Kyle talk about. A lot of people want to collab with somebody, and if you do collab with somebody, you can get out of here fast. But it's all about egos, like you said, and it's
Yeah, man, it's a
ridiculous.
pride thing.
Yeah,
Egos,
it's
pride,
ridiculous.
like all that, and it's crazy. But it is what it is. But like you said, you trying to be, that resistance, that X factor, that difference, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna be a new movement out here, right?
Yeah, I got so used to people dropping names, all the time, and
Mhm.
you get tired of that. It's
Mhm.
like
Mm,
even myself, I found I was going, oh yeah, Stevie Jocelyn or Stevie J, and Floyd Mayweather, and just name dropping. It's just like,
mm.
who are you? You
Mhm.
know. So
I feel
I
that.
got
I
you.
get you.
I got you. But before we go to the last question, this is what I like to do if I've known somebody for 10 plus years. Is
uh-oh.
give them the flowers, because this is all the show is all about. Me and Kyle created the show to give everybody their flowers before, just let them know that your work doesn't go unrecognized. You know what I'm saying? So,
Gotcha.
of course, you believed in me more than anybody else. Besides Kyle, you believed in me the most, and you told me you had an ear for music. You always
Yeah.
said that to me. You never switched it up. You always said, "Look, you got it. You got an ear for music, and you believed in me the most. And you got me to believe me in myself to have to go to the hard to reach page for Monday Music
Mhm.
Mondays.
Yep, Music
And
Mondays. Yep.
that, yeah, that surprised me a lot because not a lot of people believe in me. Not a lot of people believe in
Mhm.
my ear of music. Not a lot of people believe the struggles I have to go through in order to be who I am today. You know what I'm saying? And you believed in
Yeah.
me. At the time, of course, Music Mondays, I wasn't in the right mode because my mind was trying to keep myself sane. So at the times, I was like, I couldn't really do it every Monday, and the mind just goes off. You know what I'm
You
saying?
were
So I had a
learning
rough
a whole
time.
new place, bro.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah. It was a lot crazier. But
yeah,
you helped me, you helped me start this shit. You know what I'm saying? You helped me start Cool and Calm podcast because just like you, I want to promote all these independent artists. I want them to shine. I want them to get the recognitions they deserve. You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? The reason why I started is because it's because of you. Because most of these times, our friends, we have so many mutual friends. Every time you share your music, every time you share like what's coming out, I repost it, but I don't see nobody reposting it, and it just
Yeah,
it pisses me off because we have the same type of friends. Why don't they reposting the same way I'm doing? So
yeah,
that's the reason why I started that. That's the whole reason why I found all these independent artists to repost because recognitions go a long way. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
You know that for sure. So I mean, from the bottom of my heart, bro, your work does not go unrecognized, bro. You're
Don't
the
make me
one.
cry, man. Come on, man. You can't you
I'm
can't do
serious. I'm
that.
serious. Your work is not doesn't go unrecognized, bro. You're the reason I started this shit. I mean, you're the reason why I'm doing it for the love. You know what I'm saying? I can
Yeah,
give a shit about the money, the clout.
exactly.
I'm here to give people their flowers. You know what I'm saying? I want you to know that I'm still with you to the end, bro. I'm still promoting your shit. Whatever albums you come out with, you already know I'm already on promote mode with you. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So
You already know all the lyrics for it. You be
yeah,
saying
yeah,
it to him. I'm
yeah.
like,
Exactly, exactly, bro. So I just want to say, bro, you're doing great work. You know what I'm saying? 10 plus years, you're still going strong. You don't give a fuck what anybody says. You're still going with it. I appreciate your grind. You know what I'm saying? So, of course, I want to give thanks to you. You know?
no, that's my vibe. I just don't give a crap about what anybody says or does,
Hmm.
in terms of music or support. And nah, bro, I appreciate you. And you've always had that ear. You know what I'm saying? You've always had that ear. You always were recommending people. You were always sending that out. And, with that Music Mondays thing, I knew it was a stretch.
Yeah.
But you and Kyle, you guys found something that's more you, you know what I
Oh yeah.
mean? And
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think that with what you guys have going on, of course we're gonna work. Of course we're gonna be in tangent with, Hard to Reach and Cool and Calm podcast. But I think with what you guys have going on now, I'm here to support you 110%. You already know that,
Sure,
So
bro. Yes, sir. For
let's
sure,
get
man.
down to business.
Oh, yes, sir.
I
All
guess
right.
this is it right here. The
Yeah.
Yep,
final
yep.
question.
Final question, bro.
So,
Your top 5 dead or alive.
top
Oh,
five
snap.
artists, rappers that are alive. Where you said you was gonna switch it up. So, however you want to switch it up, go ahead. Because I'm sure it's still gonna be great discussion.
It's it's probably worse than the top five, but then I think top five albums is more me.
Okay, yeah.
Um,
Go ahead, man.
I'm done with that.
so top five albums, obviously number one, Late Registration.
Yes, sir.
Ooh,
So
okay.
I'm going with
Skits
Late
on
Registration.
there, amazing. Plus, that whole album's great. That's probably yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
I mean, and I'll tell you that I wrote this down. They had, Wake Up, Mr. West. They had Heard 'Em Say. They had Touch the
Wake up,
Sky.
Mr.
You
West,
know,
Mr. West.
Gold Digger.
She
God.
got the money
But I think my
Without a
favorite.
thing.
But yeah, yes, both birds or that one and diamonds. Diamonds were my.
Oh,
Ooh,
diamonds, yes.
diamonds, yes.
But
That's a good one.
roses was probably my favorite of all time. Because
Okay, shit.
I know it's past visiting hours, but can I please give her
He's
these
giving
flowers?
them flowers. Ooh,
Doctors don't want
yeah.
to take procedure to claim a heart can't take the anesthesia. It'll send a
Sheesh.
body into a seizure. The little thing by the hospital bed, it'll stop beeping. Ooh, that's just
God.
you know, like I think Kanye West, especially what he was going through with his family, with his mom's passing away. that really resonated to me, and to a point where it's like I know every word to that album. You know what I'm saying? Like that story, and how even with the David Letterman interview, if you guys saw that recently, it might have been last year. I think it was on
Yeah.
Hulu or Netflix or whatever. You can tell, how Kanye is as a person, and you can tell he's very self-aware, but at the same time, he's very conscious, about what he puts out there and what he says. But it got to a point where it was too much, because now all these people are saying so many things. He just doesn't give a damn, what
Yeah.
what he does. So you can tell, with people like that, the limelight will get to them in between the line of genius and insanity. There's some people that are borderline, but Kanye will always be one of my favorites, one of the greats.
Oh yeah,
Number
definitely.
two
Hell yeah.
would be the Carter Three.
The Carter 3, yeah, that was a great
That
album.
album had so many bangers on there.
No, trust me, bro, Kyle, bro, I got them written down. Okay, it had Mr. Carter. You know what I'm saying? A
Hey,
million.
Mr. Carter. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
A
Tell me
million,
Oh
what you
yeah,
need.
baby.
you.
Hey, I got money. You got
Oh,
money.
Got Money with
You
T-Pain
know
was
You know,
so good.
yeah. That was a good song. That was a great album.
My
Tie My
favorite.
Hands. I like
Tie
Tie
my
My Hands.
hands.
Robin Thicke. Yeah, that was a
Robin
good
Thicke. Yeah, I think my favorite was Comfortable though.
one. Ooh,
With
comfortable.
the
Oh
baby
yeah, okay.
face. Oh,
Is that what
Yeah,
it was?
yeah,
Babyface?
I think it was
yeah, yeah.
Babyface.
Babyface. Yeah, yeah.
I'm not saying this to shake you up. I'm just saying this to wake you up. That one,
Okay,
right?
okay. Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, yeah.
There
That's
was,
Babyface.
I'm pretty sure Babyface was on that Comfortable song.
Yeah, and then they had Dr. Carter and Phone Home.
Dr.
And
Carter
Oh,
was
Phone
cool.
Home. Mrs.
and Lollipop.
Officer.
Mrs. Officer,
Lollipop was in there too.
Lolly, man,
Oh, Lolly.
shit, man, dude. Mrs. Officer was hella dope. Lollipop, I really fucked with Lollipop. Lollipop was like on my MySpace profile for like a whole last year. But
That
I heard the remix and I was just like, hold up, did Kanye West just said nacho cheese? Hold up, like
Just like the
nacho
real
cheese,
thing,
like it's not
nacho
yo cheese.
cheese.
Like I was like, this man is what?
I think where I'd start losing you guys is here.
Oh man, try me,
So
try us.
Right,
so
yeah.
all time, okay. Like these are my top 5 all time. No, not rap, hip hop, just everything.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
8701.
Oh, Ushers.
87
Yeah.
Ushers? Yes.
Yeah,
No. Oh no,
yeah,
that's a
yeah.
banger. What?
Oh, that's
I was like, okay, maybe not.
nah.
Okay.
Dude, Usher's 8701 like made him Usher at that
Exa-
that
You
besides
remind
Confession.
me of.
Yeah. Yeah, fucking yeah, you
You
got
got
it
it bad.
bad when you on
On the phone.
I was gonna
hang up when you
say.
call right back. Yeah, you
Was
don't have to
that? What was it? I don't
uh,
know. With Diddy?
I don't Diddy.
That
Oh
was my
man.
favorite. Yep.
I don't know what you came to do, girl.
Girl.
What you came to do today? When I came to party. That was my shit, man.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I'm like, ones that I remember all the words to, those are my top 5. Like
Mm,
my fourth
I
one.
like that. Yeah.
Have you guys heard of Suit Sweat?
Which one?
Sweat.
Suit and Sweat? Suit and Sweat?
Oh yeah, with Nelly. Yeah, Nelly.
Yep,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
split
yeah.
albums, the 2 albums. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. See,
Oh
that's
yeah,
why,
yeah,
man.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I was like, I was thinking, I was like, suit. Wait, is he trying to say suit and tie with Jay-Z? But no,
Oh,
no, no,
yeah.
no,
Yeah.
no. Yeah, you're right. Nelly did. That was the 2-part album.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm,
yeah.
mm-hmm.
I
That
remember
would
that. I
always go
remember
down just because it had Play It Off. Play it off. That's how you play it off. Right
that. Yeah,
now.
the My Place. You
My
had
place. Yep. She
Over
don't
and
know my name.
Over.
Yep.
She don't
Over
know
and
my
over.
name. Touch your head
Die for
bad.
you.
No. Oh man, shit.
Yeah.
I totally forgot about the two albums, but they did hit. They did hit, man.
Yeah.
That's
Number
number 4 for
4. That was that. Yeah, that'd be number
you?
4 for
Okay.
sure. It just suit though. Suit, not sweat.
Oh, just Suit. Okay.
Just suit. Yeah. Yeah.
And I guess, man, number 5 is always hard just because it's like some of those obviously came out in like what, oh 05, oh 08. Uh, yeah, oh 05, oh 08. And I guess going more modern, I would have to go with, oh, shoot, Thank Me Later.
Oh, Drake. Wow, when that
Yeah,
came out 2011.
yeah.
Yeah, that was like a year after we got out of high school. I remember that
I,
because I was slapped that at Mike Furman's house all the time.
yeah, just
Th-
because of what I was going through, it lyrically related, to everything. It was just like, damn, Drake is speaking to my soul.
Bruh,
Type thing.
yeah, when Fancy came out,
The game
bro,
changed.
when
The game
Fancy
changed.
came out, man, I swear to God, I hated everyone because they kept saying, "Oh, you fancy, huh?" Like, like what? I just bought a fucking Gatorade. What you mean? Oh, you fancy, huh?
Oh, you fancy, huh? Yeah,
Show Me a
my,
Good
my
Time was
favorite.
good.
That was
Fireworks.
the remix. The remix of Fancy was probably the one he did for New
Oh,
Year's Eve.
Swiss Beats.
This was
Yeah, I
me.
remember that. I remember that one. Yeah. Up All Night
Yeah,
was my favorite. I didn't really
Fire.
like Find Your Love. I like Miss Me, but with the remix with Bun B on it.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was what Show Me a Good Time and Unforgettable. Those were probably
Oh,
Unforgettable.
Unforgettable, super good.
yeah,
Fireworks had me feeling some type of way. I was definitely going
yeah.
through some shit at that time too. Fireworks
Re-
definitely.
Repeat,
Um,
repeat. I mean,
You
shit.
get
Shout
the
out Channel Orange. 2088.
oh
Channel Orange
Kawhi.
was so good.
shit.
You guys heard Stone Mountain? Childish. And,
Stone
Stone.
Mountain.
No, I didn't listen to that. I think what was it? I was a big fan of like I really liked him on Community. That's how I found out about him. And then when he
Got
said
it.
he wanted to become a rapper, and then his persona Childish Gambino, and then I'm trying to remember the first song I heard from him. It was like
Was 3005.
no, this is like
I think
early.
that was mines. That was mines.
This is
Yeah.
early Childish Gambino when he was like all punchlines.
Was it Freaks and Geeks?
It might have been Freaks and Geeks. Yeah.
It might have been that one. Yeah, that's like his first EP that just released like 2 years back. Like he just released that EP on streaming platforms. So I remember I don't want to be alone was my first song from Childish Gambino.
Oh, but
Mm,
his first album was it Campfire or Camp?
Yeah, Camp. Yeah, with the heartbeat.
That's the first one I know because I had like Firefly, Bonfire, All the Shine.
Bonfire.
Yeah.
Actually did a remix of Bonfire. That's actually. And what was that song he did? Sober. He did the Sober remix. You guys heard that?
I don't think so. I'm not too sure.
Now that it's sober.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah.
Oh
I
yes,
remember that one. Yeah. I remember.
Yeah, he did that. That was always fire. And Food and Liquor, obviously up there, but just for a couple of songs. But my favorite song though of all time is Michael Jackson. You Rock My World.
Oh, you
Oh,
rock
you're
my
the
world.
third person in a row that has mentioned
third
Michael
Michael-
Jackson.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, dude. Third person in a row that's
Third
mentioned
person.
Michael Jackson.
Hey,
Yeah,
homage
yeah,
to the
yeah.
greats.
Yeah, dog.
I ain't mad at that.
I'm waiting for someone to like say Prince one of these days, just to be like, I was like, bro, I only know that Purple Rain song. I just everyone like a lot of my music influences now, especially in hip hop. It's because of my family and people I grew up with, and no one in my family really listened to Prince, so I don't know much about him.
Oh no, I feel that.
Well, those are good album choices. I like those. I like the
No,
Thank Me Later.
Yeah.
Thank Me Later. The Carter 3 was a good one. I love Mr. Carter. Mr. Carter with Jay-Z on it. Forget about it. That was
Jay-Z, that was like
Yeah.
forbidden right there.
yeah. That was a whole thing. You said Suit with Nelly. That caught me off.
That
I was like, oh,
surprised.
shit, he liked-
That was
I didn't know
surprising.
which one you liked better, so I was like, if he likes Sweat, he's like, no, Suit. I was like, okay, I like Suit too.
Who got all the slaps? Sweat ain't got nothing on there.
Damn,
So I had
that's
like all the he had like super interesting like features and collabs on there, right? I remember there was like this song with like Mob Deep, but I was like, it doesn't flow well.
Yeah. Yeah, I forgot what other songs that were on there. I think it was In My Life, and Over. Those are the ones that he had some features on there. Dilemma, it was Dilemma with Kelly. Was it Kelly Rowland?
Kelly Rowland.
in my life. That was
Yeah.
with Mace and Avery Storm. Avery Storm. Yeah, I think that was.
Yes.
Yeah, Avery
Yeah.
Storm was on the song Here I Am, and that's how he got big off of Nelly's Suit. And I heard him off the Biggie soundtrack as well too. Damn. Yeah, I don't know what happened to that guy, but yeah, I'm looking
Yeah,
at it over and over. Dilemma remix. Oh shit, he put the Dilemma remix on it. I didn't know that.
that's why I was like, yeah, the Lemon remix was on
Oh
there.
shit.
If
Hey,
you haven't heard Die For You, listen to Die For You. That would probably be
hey,
Oh, my
a
shit's
banger.
my place.
if it
My shit's my
wasn't
place.
if it wasn't for Nelly with Jaheim, is that how
Oh
you
yeah,
pronounce his
Jaheim.
name?
Yeah,
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 Yeah.
Jaheim. Yeah. That's my shit, man.
Yeah, if it wasn't for Nelly, I probably would have never like knew who the fuck Tim McGraw was.
Oh no shit.
Oh, wait,
The dude that he did over and over again with.
oh, gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that either. See,
I was
I
like,
didn't even freaking know
I was
that.
like, bro, if it wasn't for Nelly, I would have never listened to country, or whatever, you know.
That's hella funny. That's hella funny. Well, those are good album choices. Those bring me back in the days, like man, like high school, and after like 2 years after high school. That was a good year for music, I believe.
I'm an O 03 Bonnie and Clyde type of guy.
Yeah, the 8701 Usher, man, that's a good
Hey,
album too as
yo,
well.
Lance keeps saying this shit where he keeps telling himself that he's not an R&B guy. So I need you to slap the fuck out of Lance for me.
Virtual.
I don't think I am. Like, I don't think like cuz like a lot of these new R&B artists, I don't know shit about, but people like, play them like Brett Fires and everybody, but like
Oh, bro.
old school R&B,
Yeah.
old school R&B I kind of get, but I'm not
No,
into I don't
no,
know.
no. There's no not
But
kind of get, and
but
there's not no I
but
kind of into it.
Kyle thinks I'm into it, but I'm not. That's a thing. But I know all the songs though.
It's like neo soul
But
slash
you
rap.
like them, Lance.
It's not
You
even.
like the songs. You can't
It's
tell
not
me.
even R&B anymore. It's like
Yeah.
rap R&B, which is fair because
Yeah.
you guys listen to Jordan Lucas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jordan Lucas and obviously Brett Fayez. There were a couple other artists that I wanted to bring to the table too. I just forgot. Yeah, have you heard of Azia?
I don't think so.
He
I
lives
heard of
in Vegas.
Blast. I heard of
Oh,
Blast.
Blast. Yeah.
Blast is
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
With all these new R&B artists, I can't get a hold of any of them. And people say like, "What's new R&B artists?" I was like, "I don't know, dude. I don't
Yeah,
know."
because that line is so like obscure now, right? I think like one of my favorite times of year is like when Spotify does like the yearly roundup and everything to show what I listen to and everything, right? And I think last year like my third most played genre was like urban contemporary. I was just like, yo, what the fuck is urban contemporary? I was like, what the fuck are these? What is this white people shit? And then I looked at it and I was just like, oh, it's R&B, but it's not R&B. It's like it's weird. But I was just like, oh yeah, that's all
Yeah.
the shit I like because it's like I guess R&B, but it borrows a lot of like hip hop elements of it and everything, or like it's kind of vice versa. Y'all know what I mean. But yeah, I mean, shit. Is there anything else you want to talk about or put in before we bring the show to an end?
Oh man, I just want to say thanks again for you guys having me. I know it's been one of your shorter shorter times to go.
Oh no, you good, man. You good. Yeah. I know what you mean, but yeah. Well,
Yeah,
we gotten a lot of information from you for the hour and 40 minutes that we've been on, and
yeah.
we're thankful for that. You can construct everything into one. You know what I'm saying? So that's some good information, like stuff I didn't know about. And I've known you for 10+ years. So I appreciate you coming on for sure. I appreciate everything you said, like being real with us, because that's what we're all about on the show. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And just giving your flowers. You know, that's what we're all about for you. Yeah.
I will accept them anytime, my brother. And
Yes,
again,
sir. Yes, sir.
thanks for you guys for having me. And what is it? Lord, give me a sign, DMX.
Oh yes.
Yes.
R.I.P.
R.I.P.
DMX.
to the legend.
R.I.P.
R.I.P.
to
to
X.
the legend.
Um,
So
yeah, but thanks again for coming on and everything. And before we go, we always ask, where can the people find you? Your socials and all whatever platforms they can find your work at.
Yeah, you can find me on every social, every platform. So Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, at DATKID SMOOVE. So DATKID SMOOVE. Every platform.
And you got a
And also this,
Wikipedia page too, as well, too. Now, right?
yeah, I got to, that was me. So
Sheesh.
when I was working with Leslie Jordan from Epic Records, she was my A&R.
Okay.
And she helped me set up
Wow.
the whole Wikipedia and get me all those industry connections and whatnot. So she set that
Wow.
up. I'm
That's
glad it's
cool.
still up and
Okay.
working.
Yeah.
For sure, for sure. Oh, one last thing. One last thing before we go and cut this off. If you can give one piece of advice to any person that wants to come up in the game right now, what would it be for the next generation?
Hmm. Keep believing in yourself and keep reaching. I think that would be it. If somebody told me to keep going or to keep reaching and to keep believing in myself, just like Lance, and a lot of other people, that I've had, if somebody really was just, bruh, you know, you can do it, you can do it, then that's what I think a lot of people need. I think a lot of people need more encouragement.
Hmm.
So,
Facts.
I
All
got
right.
you.
All
More.
right.
Yeah.
No, I believe that. I believe that. All right. Well, it was a
Okay.
lot of fun having you on, fam. Hope to have you on again sometime soon. Maybe after you drop the album, we could do a little review. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
That'd be really cool. But all right, guys. Everyone have a good night. Peace.
Have a good one. Stay safe.
Peace.
Always love. Reach.